Attention campers, it's time for Camp Lazlo. There were two scouts who made a friend, and Lazlo was his name. Oh, L-A-Z-L-O. L-A-Z-O-O. L-A-Z-L-O. And Lazlo was his name. Oh. And then the trio went to camp and turned it upside down. Oh, L-A-Z-L-O. 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 And Lazlo was his name. Hi there, campers. This is Black Rhino Ranger. And this time, on this very day, 19 years ago, a Cartoon Network show aired. And it was a show about camp. And I know what you're thinking. A show that was about camp. Isn't that total drama? Well, that would be... Well, yes, but that's not 19 years ago. That would be 17 years ago, and that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is that this year is the 19th anniversary of Camp Lazlo. Now, here's the thing about Camp Lazlo. When I was a kid, this show is kind of what got me back to Cartoon Network. For a while, I was starting to lose a little bit of interest in Cartoon Network as a kid, but when I saw Camp Lazlo, I immediately got hooked. I wanted to watch more of it, and it was hard for me to read. It took me a while to realize that it was made by Joe Murray, the creator of Rocko's Modern Life. And I think Camp Lazlo is one of the many primary reasons why I wanted to make a show that focuses on animal characters. Hence, in fact, Camp Lazlo is one of my primary reasons why I created Rhino and Dialed at the beginning. And also another funny thing about Camp Lazlo is like it was the first time I looked up a Wikipedia page. It was also the first time I did an edit on Camp Lazlo. Now keep in mind, I was a bratty teenager and I did a bit of vandalism. I didn't know any better and stuff. Like I said, I was a bratty teenager. Didn't know any better when it comes to Camp Lazlo because I was that much of a big fan. I was an immature fan, but I was still a fan nevertheless. So anyway, without further ado, all you gotta do is request me anything that's Camp Lazlo related. Now, couple of rules though. What I can't allow are the Camp Lazlo characters dressing up as other characters, Camp Lazlo characters meeting crossover characters, Camp Lazlo characters working on something, and Camp Lazlo characters de-anthropomorphized but still cartoony. What I cannot allow are crossover characters dressing up as Camp Lazlo characters because the more you think about it, the Lazlo characters and even the Squirrel Scouts, they all wear the same uniform, the same Bean Scout shirt and neckerchief and hat, except for Scoutmaster Olympus, and the Squirrel Scouts have the same hat, also the neckerchief and stuff like that. So, unless you want a character to purposely be a Bean Scout or Squirrel Scout, which I will get to later, and OCs in Camp Lazlo outfits, I'm a little paranoid on that. Also, good news, fellas. After so many months of waiting, after so many repairs and stuff like that, my monetization is back, and the super chat and super thanks system has returned, which means you're able to pledge any amount of money you want for rule-free or theme-free requests. Now, like the rules before, they're either off-screen or drawn now. It's either off-screen or drawn now. They can be related to Camp Lazlo, but they don't have to be if they're rule-free or theme-free paid requests. And if you have nothing to request, just ask me any question. So, which one is it first, fellas? Shall we start off with Camp Kid? Earlier I had a super chat earlier. It was an off-screen super chat, so I might as well get this over with. And one more thing, fellas, and because I like Camp Lazlo so much, I actually got a book by Joe Murray. The book is called Creating Animated Cartoons with Character. It's a business book showcasing how Joe Murray became an animator, how he managed to make his cartoons, what's the best thing to do when making a cartoon, what are the ups and the downs, etc. It even has some written interviews of Steven Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob, Tom Warburton, the creator of Codename Kids Next Door, and it also has, sorry, I'm just looking up a character. It also has an interview with Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, as well as Scoutmaster Lumpus and Slinkman. And that's another thing, fellas. And that's another thing. Camp Lazlo was also one of the few times when I decided to actively and take a look at voice actors. It was when I decided to actively take a research who is Tom Kenny, who is Carlos Alazraqui. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, you can correct me in the chat. Jeff Bennett and Doug Lawrence, also known as Mr. Lawrence, and Steve Little. And heck, in a sense, I also looked up who Jody Benson and Jill Telly is. Yes. It took me a while to realize that Jody Benson was not only was she Patsy and Miss Jane Doe, she was also the voice of Ariel from The Little Mermaid. And it's funny that Lazlo, Carlos Alazraqui, and Tom Kenny were involved not just in Rocko's Modern Life and Camp Lazlo, but they were also the first two to voice Spyro the Dragon. And they also shared their vocals with Crash Bandicoot and, you're not going to believe this, Hot Dog from Skylanders. And Tom Kenny did Hot Dog in a commercial, while Carlos did him in the Giants and the games. Tom Kenny, also at one point Crash was voiced by Tom Kenny in an E3 game, E3 commercial, and Carlos Alazraqui also voiced Crash in a commercial. The name's Crash, the super marsupial, the one different down under, the rocket with a pocket. You may remember me from my last video. Yeah. And now I have to do it again? Something like that. That's what he did. Quick question. Why would Trigger Happy be flirting with a mongoose? It's just weird. And why would Lazlo be jealous? Yeah, I drew him a little bit more cartoonish than before, but never mind. Oh, sorry if there's a sound in the background. It's just my computer. Sometimes my computer does that. The little fans with the heating up and stuff. I'm doing I set the thing at best performance. That's in case you're wondering. That sound is showcasing that my computer is on its best performance. High performance, actually. Actually, why am I coloring this? When I said that coloring comes later. Anyways, Here's Trigger Happy just doing his usual muscle thingy. Wait, I have an idea. Yeah, that's not quite right. I need to expand his lips a bit more. Another thing with Joe Murray's book is that he did make a model sheet showcasing what to draw and what not to do with when drawing the Camp Lazlo characters. Like try not to have the eyes too even. In fact, Lazlo's eye, one of Lazlo's eyes should be bigger than the other. Because I'm on a live stream, I have no time to correct my mistakes. In a way, Lazlo is kind of strong in a way, because at one point during the pinecone sitting competition, he's seen able to withstand sitting on a pinecone while everybody else has like low tolerance. But he and Patsy they managed to hold on. Okay, Lazlo is done, and so is Patsy. It's a double for Patsy and Lazlo.
Okay, so who's next on the list? Let's see, who we got? Who else do we have? Anybody? Somebody's got. Thank you. Thank you, Faraj. Slot typing sim, okay? Okay, who's next? Trigger Happy sim. Yeah, you already did that. Sorry about that. How about Raj beating a... Oh my lord, somebody... I got 2 Raj requests. I got like 2 Raj requests. Oh dear. Yeah, dear, I knew this was kind of gonna backfire. Okay, not really. I apologize for that. Copper. Oh yeah, I remember Copper Raja. It was one of my old Pokemon requests. Oh my lord, this is a big one. Oh well, this is a. I'll see what I can do with the Copper Raja. Oh, jeez Louise, this is a... Actually, no, like this. That's more like it.
Don't worry, I'll do the other Raj request too. Ooh, I can allow 2 Raj requests because if that person wants to do Raj, now I'm curious to here's something here's something that just popped in my head, and it makes me wonder if Camp Lazlo was made today. The character of Raj might have to either be cast by somebody else other than Jeff Bennett, because ever since the problem with Apu, people have become a bit more cautious on as well as the Black Lives Matter movement. People have been more cautious on casting of actors to play characters of different ethnicities. Even though Raj is an elephant, he does have a very thick Indian accent. There are some. In fact, there was a character from Clone High who is based on Gandhi. Unfortunately, it's one reason why the show of Clone High got canceled for a few for a while, because of the Gandhi character. It caused a bit of an offense to actual Indians that they I don't know how to go on full detail without sounding very controversial. I don't know how to put it in a more calmly perspective. Everyone was folks in India were on a strike because of Gandhi, of the Gandhi character. As a result, they had to cancel the show, and when they brought it back many years later, they didn't use that character anymore except as a cameo. Also, the more you think about it, if you look at the Clone High characters, some of you now, when you look at the designs of the Clone High characters, without knowing about Clone High, you might think it looks a little something like from Cartoon Network or even Total Drama, because their designs are quite similar to one another. Because at the time in the 2000s, it was a thick outline era where a lot of characters were squarish or circulish, but they had very thick outlines with Dexter's Lab and Samurai Jack. Not Samurai Jack. Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, The Powerpuff Girls, etc. A lot of shows had a thick outline. Even Total Drama had a thick outline. But around the 2010s, the characters became a bit more rounded, especially with the smiles, like with Gumball, Adventure Time, Regular Show, etc. Wait. I'm just trying to. So what did Raj look like on a? I remember the. Sorry, I'm just trying to find if there was a turntable for Raj. Here it is. And he had it a bit like this. Now, like I said, because of that commercial, because of that documentary with the problem with Apu, Apu later retired. Apu later retired, so I had a feeling if Camp Lazlo was made today, the character of Raj may not be high praise. Let's say they might have to cast somebody who actually is of Indian descent or South Asian descent to voice Raj, just to be safe. I mean, even Joe Murray himself in the book did mention that you should be that even if you're having a character with different accents, you should be mindful of the ethnic stereotypes or cult in just in case of being culturally insensitive or something like that. I mean, they do make Raj quite level-headed, like he's one of the smartest and the most logical of the bunch. He's kind of like a little bit like Kyle from South Park. He is the one with the most logical sense, while Lazlo is the most eccentric, while Clam is he just agrees with everything. He's a little bit of the simple-minded.
Now somebody's asking me with Clam now.
Also, even though I myself have a bit of Indian in my blood, I'm not sure if I should be doing this type of accent. In fact, Lumpus was at one point kind of racist to Raj. I mean, in the episode where they sent up his grandfather's tent, when they tried to distract him from going inside the tent because they accidentally ruined it on the inside, he's like, Raj is like, Scoutmaster, I need some advice. And Lumpus is like, here's some advice. Drop the funny accent. Like I said, he's see any first. You'll get yours in a minute. You'll get yours in a moment. Let's see. The thing is, sorry. Now for the first one who wanted to play for Raj first, my advice is to always is to type in something. Okay, how do I put this? If you're doing a super chat, type in something while you're super chatting. Don't super chat first and then later type, because chances are you might accidentally get overshadowed by somebody who actually does it quicker. It's a survival of the fittest. Not always the first. So it's not always survival of the first. It's sometimes survival of the fittest. You got to do it super quick, or do it and don't pledge first and then later type in the request, because sometimes it's better to type in the request as well as the pledge at the same time. Otherwise, somebody might beat you to it. But again, I'll get to yours in just a moment. Let me just finish this one first. Okay, well now where can I slip in Clam? Um, Another thing with Camp Lazlo is that it's when me and my sister actually was one of the few times my sister and I agreed on a cartoon. I mean, this is a show that me and my sister really, really adored, and even she likes Clam. She considers Clam as her favorite, and he's my favorite too. Yeah, the way where he's a man of a few words, like apples, protest, painting done, painting done. In fact, one of my favorite episodes from Clam is when they try to figure out if there's a genius in camp, so Lumpus can get out of here. In fact, Scoutmaster the Clam is the episode where Clam is a genius is one of the few signs that maybe Lumpus isn't the great Scoutmaster we all thought. He doesn't really take his job too seriously. That he wants to the fact that he wants to get out of Camp Kidney. It's like, yeah, we stuck here in Camp Kidney forever. When he sees how Clam is an actual genius, like he's able to figure out how to put a jigsaw puzzle within 10 seconds. 10 seconds just to paint a masterpiece, and he painted the Mona Lisa. And he does Ode to Joy by just a water bottle, a soda bottle actually. But then when the ceremony starts, Clam flunked. He flunked up the concert, and then they're stuck in Camp Kidney. Now I would say that's kind of a genius thing for Clam to do. He's a genius at failing, so he can stay with his friends. All right, let's go with Scoutmaster. Okay, let's see. Oh, another Clam. Okay, sorry, I'm just filling out. Actually, do you guys want to substitute? Do you want to substitute for Let's see here. Oh, there's another one. Oh dear, this is sorry about that, fellas. It's a little Uh-oh, I lost track on the. Uh-oh. Now I'm wondering what the heck did I put those? Oh man! Oh dear! Oh, sorry fellas, I'm gonna have to do I'm gonna have to do some of the extra ones off screen. Sorry about that, because people keep going to the chat so quickly. I'm not able to keep up, even for the pledges. Oh dear, maybe it was a bad idea to Jane Doe listening to Scaladurge. Do you plan on getting the Gex trilogy? Oh, I don't know actually. I don't know because the Gex trilogy is something I was never familiar with. It kind of escaped me as a kid. Perhaps Scaladurge sings. Anyways, now from what I've seen in the boxes, it's it's basically like James Bond. Um, and then that's all I really know about Gex. I don't know anything else about it. Like I said, I have not played the games. It's a franchise that kind of escaped me. I was more into Crash Bandicoot, Spiral the Dragon, Ratchet and Clank, and Sly Cooper, and even Jack and Dexter a little bit. And so let me just add in a little bit more flame. The eternal flame. It's now one thing. Trying to think what else to say about Camp Lazlo. Also, fellas, Joe Murray. Now that Joe Murray has finished with Rocco, Lazlo, and heck, he's even finished with Let's Go Luna. He's working on individual independent animation projects. He opened a Patreon account. Believe it or not, you can go and be one of his members. I haven't yet, but it seems a little interesting. But there's one little problem with Joe Murray's highest tier. It says that when you go with this tier, you'll be invited to an animation festival near you, and I'm like, oh, I'm not living in the right country for that. I don't know how that will work. Sorry, I just love Camp Lazlo so much that I just want to get the drawings done perfectly. There's not a lot of Camp Lazlo characters in costumes. Mostly characters meeting other characters. Another running gag with Camp Lazlo is that sometimes they opt to mispronounce Scoutmaster Lumpus's voice. They're like, "Sorry, Scoutmaster Lumpus," or "Oh, Scoutmaster Lumpus, it's Lumpus." Oh. It took me a while to realize that that a doe is a deer, a female deer. I was like, no wonder. I was like, no wonder Lumpus was in love with her. She's a deer. He's a moose, which is the biggest deer. There we go, fella.
There we go. We got some Miss Jane Doe.
And now for the jealousy type. Now here's the very Now Scoutmaster Lumpus now, to most people, the ending for Camp Lazlo, the series finale, has a lot of people raising their heads. They're like, really? Is that how Camp Lazlo ended? Where, spoiler alert, Scoutmaster Lumpus is not the real Scoutmaster. He's an imposter. And the real Scoutmaster is a something that looks a lot like Heifer, except he's old and wrinkly. Now here's a funny thing about this ending. For those who don't know, according to the book by Joe Murray, the idea that Scoutmaster Lumpus was a phony Scoutmaster was actually thought up by his voice actor, Tom Kenny. He joked about it in one of his recording sessions that he said, well, what if, I was just wondering, what if Scoutmaster Lumpus wasn't the real Scoutmaster, and suddenly Heifer turns up and turns out everything was, and it turns out to be an imposter, and the real Scoutmaster showed up. And Joe Murray's like, can I use that? Now, originally, they were considering including Heifer as the character, as the actual Scoutmaster. But because it was a Nickelodeon character, there was a bit of a legal there was some legal issues. So they had to create a character who looks a lot like Heifer. And when the finale happens, he's like, that's him, officer. That's the bad moose who locked me in the closet all summer and stole my job as Scoutmaster. He fooled all of you. He's an imposter, a fake, and worse, he is no Scoutmaster on Camp Kidney. What? Says all the other scouts. And then Lumpus replies, yeah, so? And then he gets tied up in a straitjacket. What are you doing? Get your hands off of me. I'll get you for this cow. Steer! I'm a genius, you know. I'm a genius. And then everybody's like,
bye, Scoutmaster Lumpus. Get some rest. Boy, what a happy ending.
Lazlo. We're standing in prickly pines naked, and the moose we thought was our Scoutmaster just got pulled off as a deranged lunatic to a funny farm.
Yeah, I know. What a great summer. Woo! I can't wait for next year. Oh, well. It officially got to the point where it can't get any weirder.
Do 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 do. And that's how Camp Lazlo just ends. Now, although that was the finale, another reason why a lot of people didn't really like this idea, because it kind of retcons some things. There was an episode where it showcases that Scoutmaster Lumpus has been Scoutmaster for years. There's an episode where they flash back to when Slinkman was just being hired for being a Scoutmaster's assistant. It was in Slugfest. There was even an episode where Slinkman had this time capsule, and he says that
You can't. None of these capsules are ready. They don't open for 20 years, and this one still has 5 left.
and according to and it showcases that Lumpus was there once upon a time, and he had hair. Um. Also, one more thing, fellas. Keep an eye out that in 2026, on February 17th, 2026, that episode of Camp Lazlo, Dead Bean Drop, would officially turn 20 years old. And at the end of the episode, it says, "Do not open for 20 years." And according to that episode, February 17th, 2026 is when all the scouts will be wearing spacesuits. They'll be like,
Look, the time capsule of our forefathers.
and then Slinkman and Lumpus are all super old. They're like, "I made it. Super Slug is back." What year is it? Woo-hoo, we're here for the future. Well, Tom Kenny is still active. He's still voicing SpongeBob, and he's still working on other projects as well. And he doesn't sound too old. So, anyways, that's taken care of. Lumpus and Jane are finished. All right. What other stuff does the little Turk's doing right about now?
Oh, goody. Someone's asking me to do Edward this time.
Let's see, Summer Penguin with Edward, okay? Oh, you mean from the Muppet Babies? Developed by Mr. Warburton, the same guy who made Codename Kids Next Door. Although Doug Lawrence is a very talented voice actor, he mostly does writing. And he hasn't worked on a lot of other animation projects in voice acting. It's mostly whatever is associated with SpongeBob or Joe Murray stuff. Just a minute, I need to look up, I just need to look up, Sorry, it's just trying to get the facial expressions right, and you're doing yeah, that'll do nicely. Yeah, here's another pattern I noticed. Because Rocko's Modern Life had made a bit of an impact in the animation apparently there's a bit of a chain with the pattern of the industry, with the animation industry, with how do I put this? Rocko's Modern Life was created by Joe Murray, who would later create Camp Lazlo, which would be one of the starting points for the creator of Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, which would later be one of the starting points for Alex Hirsch, who would later create Gravity Falls, which would be one of the starting points for Dana Terrace, the creator of the Owl House. And there are a couple of episodes of the Owl House that reference Rocko's Modern Life. I think I've said this before, but it's just so fun to point out. What am I doing?
You call this an amazing activity?
Sometimes I found it a little bit weird that Edward is the only little boy in camp, while every other camper is a big boy. In fact, there was an episode where they talk about age rating systems, like where they watching this horror film called Mountain Zombies of Scamp Lagoon, and Edward bought the merchandise, but as he's about to watch the film, they're like, sir, we have a bit of a situation. Yeah, who let the monkey in the booth? No, sir, this movie is rated BB, for big boys only. Yeah, big deal. Sir, Commander Hoo-ha takes this rule very seriously, and the punishment for not doing this is, well, unspeakable. And Lumpus thinks about what Commander Hoo-ha would do. Lumpus, for not following the rules, no more Milky Wilky for you, ever! Slinkman, this camper is banned from the movie. What? And wise decision, sir. You'll have to watch something a bit more age appropriate. Yes, we can't have him watching something that he is not emotionally ready for. Not ready, young man. I mean, little boy. Today we'll let you watch some of my favorite shows as a kid. Mr. Carton Goes to Bubble Land. Lazlo! And everybody's watching the film like, you monster! Take that! And that! Those are scamps! Yes, many scamps! While Edward and Lumpus are just watching, Mr. Cotton said, howdy to all his neighbors in Bubble Land. Pass me the thing, right, Melvin? Edward. I love this part. I missed the scary part and the not so scary part. Sorry, they just and then the campers all talk about how great the movie was. That Lazlo starts to ask Edward's movie things like,
how was your movie night?
How was your movie night? How was my movie night? It's like sitting in a cow's stomach watching grass being digested at. Okay, maybe later. And I don't know if anybody else thought about this, but Camp Lazlo had me thinking about not just the time I was born, but the exact clock, the exact hour when I was born. I mean, for some reason, Camp Lazlo had this fixation on the birthday, like according to Edward's birth certificate, he doesn't become that exact age until it's 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Like when it's like you're technically not a big boy until 6 p.m. tonight. I'm afraid you're still a little boy. And this made me ask my mom. I was like, which exact hour was I born in? She told me it was 9 a.m. and for my sister it was 9 p.m. And ever since that day as a kid, I've been fixated on that exact time. I was a weird kid. So let's see. What's it we're gonna say to Summer? Or yeah, I think this is probably something he would say. He said it in the episode where he pulled down Camp Kid the pants of Lazlo. um, so this one's a Discord thing. Let me have a look. Sorry if I'm not able to answer any questions because I sometimes keep forgetting which particular what was it again? Here it is. Okay, thanks for the screenshots for those parts. OC's posted on Discord. Ooh, man, sorry, I'm just like I said, I'm struggling with the bit with those C's. Where did you put the reference sheets? I need to know where they are. Where is that reference again? So I'm just trying to remember where is that here it is. Let's see. King Edward OC. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, fellas, it's off screen again. Sorry. So for anybody, sorry, fellas. I have a new rule, fellas. If you're a duplicate request, like you also want to do Raj, you also want to do Clam, or you also want to do Edward, I will do them. But to make sure I'm with the times, I have to do them off screen, and I have to move on to another character. So let's go with. Okay, let's go with Camp Kitten uniforms. Okay, Niles and Red. Okay. Wait, ain't those the Rhino and the bird? Yeah, I'll put that as a crossover scout. And don't worry, fellas, if I'm unable to do any of your requests, even if you pay me to do so, I will do them off screen. I'll do them either the next day or the day after, in case I'm a little bit stressed out. They will be done. I will get to them as soon as I can. If not today, then as soon as possible. Now, another funny thing is, Actually, I'm trying to think of something. Maybe he's a little too muscular to be a camper. He should be more. He should be more like wearing the Commander Hoo-Ha's shirts.
Everybody wants my little buddy Waddy, he's my cowboy pal.
There's apparently even Camp Lazlo has a couple of songs. In fact, the opening one, the Lazlo was his name. Oh, it's a parody of the song Bingo. You know, the was a farmer had a dog and Bingo was his name. Oh, Bingo and Bingo was his name. Oh, yeah, it's not the only song they sung. In the episode Parasitic Pal, they had this particular song.
Everybody wants my little buggy wuggy, he's my cowboy pal. Oogly boogly, sickly see, da 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 da. He's so cute, he should have a show on cable. I got a hunch and a munch on butter, sit at a table.
Something like that. And apparently there's another song in Loogie Llama, and this is how it goes.
Everybody wants my little loogie llama, he's my cowboy pal. Hagagaloogie, lagagaloogie, da 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 da. He's so cute, his chest hair smells like cheddar. Da 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 bum da da ha, but he make a smelly sweater.
It's the same song, just different lyrics. There's also there's also episode where Lumpus. In fact, another thing why Camp Lazlo doesn't always make sense, where according to the real Scoutmaster, he's been a scout. He locked up in him all summer. Although there's one episode where it took place on in Halloween, which is in October. Which means that Scoutmaster Lumpers has been Scoutmaster for years, even in Halloween. Where he's like, and heck, he even sings the song, I adore Halloween, oh yes I do, but not for the days that go boo. When the scouts have all gone home, leaving the smooth soul alone to relax on Halloween like grown-ups do. Also, you're wondering why I'm having Niles in red barefooted instead of wearing shoes. I mean, the Camp Lazlo characters are wearing shoes. If there's one, although I love Camp Lazlo with every bit of fiber in my body, I will admit it's not flawless. In fact, there's one small design flaw I thought that was a little distracting for me. Not by much, but a little bit. Is that the Camp Lazlo characters, for some reason, they all have human feet. Especially in the episode where The Weakest Link, where Lazlo and Raj end up in a spa, and Clam was he's barefooted, and heck, it's like a human foot. And an episode where Raj was dipping into Lumpus's tub, again he's barefooted. It looks a bit humanish. It kind of threw me off a little bit. I always preferred it when animal characters have feet that somewhat match the ones in real life. It doesn't have to be the exact amount of fingers or toes. I mean, our frogs. Okay, what was I again? It doesn't have to be the exact amount of fingers or toes. I mean, crocodiles have 5 front toes, but 4 back toes on each foot. frogs have 4 front toes on each foot and 5 back toes. Which is kind of funny because Kermit the Frog from the Muppets, he's got 5 fingers but 4 toes. What was I again? Niles the... Where was I? Trying to remember what did Niles look. I'll just go with this. Okay, we're about an hour in. Anybody else? I'm not sure if Camp Kidney would accept Niles because since Niles is blind, they may have to go to a disabled camp. Camp Lazlo's camp is mostly most Camp Lazlo's camp. Most of the characters are able. I guess you're counting the dung beetles, but that might be a little bit offensive to call them disabled. Sorry about that. I mean, I'm sure you can also argue Samson also a little bit. He's got OCD. He's super clean and stuff like that. Anyways, what was I? Oh, let's see. Anybody? Sam freaking out. Okay, Samson. Samson the guinea pig. There's another thing with me is that I was so obsessed with Camp Lazlo that I once taped an entire episode and I kept watching it so many times I basically remembered the entire sequence. And one of the earliest is I remember doing was reenacting the I'm trying to remember. Reenacting the episode where Camp Kidney stinks, where the campers they're all screaming that Wait, let me just I'm just trying to remember what the characters were all screaming at no wait, what am I doing? I mean the characters were just trying to take a bath, but then they noticed that something was stinking. They start off with ladder, rinse, repeat, ladder, rinse, repeat. And then Lazlo's like, what is that horrible smell? Oh, I don't know, it's Clam remembers smell. It's stinkweed! Apparently, in Camp Lazlo, stinkweed is basically a type of weed that's shaped like a foot, and it really stinks. Every camper goes for it, except for Samson, because he had a very sensitive nose. So he tries to get cleaned up for so he whenever Lazlo tries to get Samson into embracing the stinkiness, he always rushes to the showers. That's what I say, that Samson is a bit OCD. And whenever he panics, or whenever he panics, he's often saying Murph, 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 Murph.
My health buddies! Are you here? Oh, you're here.
So in fact, he has a lot of health buddies. There's something for his nose, a nasal spray. He has an inhaler because he has asthma. He has eye drops. And he has a foot spray, like a athlete's foot spray. And he also has a skin rash, something for his skin rash. And there's an episode where Samson feels like he's ignored, where everybody keeps forgetting he exists. Everybody's like,
Who said that? Was it you? Sorry, Samson. We didn't see you there. You know, sometimes we keep getting carried away and stuff. Guys, you're talking to my
laundry.
Sorry, Samson. I feel like my heart
is breaking. What are we talking about?
Yeah, something like breaking or break-in.
That's right, Chef McNewsy's junk food vault. I say we break in tonight.
You mean when he confiscates all the snacks? Oh, count me in.
When did you get here? And when they actually do when there's even when they did something about a yearbook, unfortunately, Samson is not in any of one of them, including the Genius Society, where it shows Chip and Skip, Furry Guy with the Glasses Club, where it features Clam, who is not furry and he doesn't wear glasses. And then there's Nerds Club, absent nerd. And there's even at one point they did take a picture, but something happened. Samson's glasses flashed, making him completely censored.
So nobody recognizes Samson, huh? I'll give you pictures.
And then he starts taking pictures of himself being plastered all over the yearbook.
Am I in it?
What do you mean, in it? You're on it. You're all over it. And then everybody starts hating on Samson. But then, as he's about to get some comfort food, it was from the junk food vault.
Hey, where'd you get that? Oh, I got it from the junk food vault. That's impossible. No one is able to
get the campers. What? Nobody can get past the security system.
What security system? I got it just through, just like I always do.
Show us. And then when they get past it, they show how he gets past the junk food vault. He's like trying to think. He brought all his health buddies with him. When he tried to open the cell, it didn't trigger the alarm because he was wearing different shoes. And he sprayed some nasal spray on the cameras, blocking the vision of Chef McNewsy's cameras. And the inhaler sprays the entire area, showcasing that The whole place is booby-trapped with lasers. But as soon as Samson walks towards it, the lasers completely ignored him. At first I thought it was something to do with his glasses. They're reflecting. It turns out it's just ignoring his existence all completely. And then when he finally gets to the vault, he uses the foot spray to open the vault code. It melted the doorknob off, and then he was able to get all the food. He's able to open the vault, and he's able to get all the food. But Chef McMuesli, the cook, arrives. Not so fast! But he completely ignores Samson to go over some fly who just brought out one snack, ignoring the fact that Samson has the entire food with him. Like, all these two focus on is just a measly fly. Where do you think you're going, Jughead? And everybody's like, 3 cheers for Samson, Camp Kidney's most honorary camper. As they were cheering for him, instead of picking Samson up, they picked up a dummy that looks like Samson. That's not oh, nerds. That's another one of his catchphrases. Oh, nerds. Where he like nothing, when something doesn't go his way, he just says that. Sorry, I don't think I did the feet right. Let me do this one more time. The feet is not right. That's slightly better, I guess.
There we go, fellas. Samson freaking out over the fact that there is a dragon.
Uh-oh. I made a small error with the... Oh dear. Oh dear. Sorry, I made an error on Edward's tail there. Oops. I'll do a proper job on it on off screen, but here we go. We got Samson. He's done. Nobody's asking me to do Slinkman and all the other campers. Let's see, how many have we done so far? We've done Lazlo, Raj, Clam, Scoutmaster Lumpus, Edward, Samson, Patsy, and Miss Jane Doe. Let's see, we've only got Slinkman, Chip, and or Skip, Dave and or Ping Pong, Nina, Gretchen, Miss Mucus, and Nobody. And then I'll add in some random scouts and random staff. So, who's next? Anybody else? Okay, let's see. What was on Discord again? Okay, somebody's asking me to do with okay, so this one here is El Cool P. Gets shouted by Chip. Now, for anybody who has not seen Camp Lazlo, or have, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to remember who are the twin characters. Who is Chip and who is Skip, who is Dave and who is Ping Pong. Now, if you watch the show as much as I have, it is a little bit easier to understand who's who. Dave and Ping Pong. For Dave and Ping Pong is taller. For Chip and Skip, Skip is the one who has the badge strap on his shoulder. Here. The Lemmings, on the other hand, they're not easy to recognize. They all have the same character. They're all the same character. There are 4 of them, so you have no idea who's who. Their names are Larry, Louie, Leonard, and Luminant, I think. They're all the same character. There's nothing else much about them to distinguish them. Another thing to distinguish Chip and Skip is their voices. They're both voiced by Steve Little, but one of them sounds higher than the other. To tell this is Skip, you have to say Chip is the one with the lower voice, while Skip is the one with the higher voice, and he's the one with the badge strap, remember?
But for Dave and Ping Pong, they still kind of sound like each other. They're voiced by the same guy who played Edward, Doug Lawrence. What's that smell? It's repulsive. I kind of like it. Me too. Could it be?
Now this is also, like many shows of the 90s and 80s or even 2000s, it's one of those shows where the cast is large, but there's only a small amount of voice actors. In Camp Kidney alone, there are only 5 different voice actors: Tom Kenny, Carlos Ellis Rockwee, Jeff Bennett, Steve Little, and Doug Lawrence. And on the Squirrel Scout side, there's Jody Benson, Jill Telly, and I think Tara Strong also had a role in that. Nowadays, we try to have more and more different types of voice actors play multiple different roles. In fact, we often have a lot of characters nowadays just voice. A lot of voice actors nowadays just play just 1 or 2 characters. In fact, the Owl House had basically just 1 or 2. Have a voice actor just play 1 or 2 characters, like only 1 voice for Wendy Malick, 1 voice for Sandra Nicole Robles, but 2 for Alex Hirsch, Hootie, and King. But back then, a lot of different characters, but very few voice actors. Another example for that is He-Man. So many different actors, so many different characters, but only a few actors. Jesus, it's not easy to draw. It's not easy to draw the Incredibox characters. They always get me in a bit of a panic. I'm sorry. It's just I'll just do this. That'll do fine. And I'll just have a guess what the legs are like. Sorry about that. Sorry it took so long with this drawing. Now to give Now, one particular running gag is that Chip and Skip, since they're dung beetles, they have these flies hang buzzing around their heads. Now, since they're dung beetles, they apparently there's an episode of Camp Lazlo that explains to them that they have to have their flies. They have to be dirty, otherwise they'll be sleeping for 100 years. They're like, Mama, read us another bedtime story. Um, There was a collection of Camp Lazlo shorts, which I did remember seeing. And most of them focus on Chip and Skip. They're like the one I remember the most is when Chip and Skip were playing with walkie-talkies, and then Skip. And then Edward gets a bit annoyed, but then he has a bit of fun with them by strapping one of the walkie-talkies in Chip's stomach, and Skip is in his sleeping bag, but it almost looks like he's inside the stomach of Chip. He's like, morning, Skip. Skip, where'd he go? You ate him last night in your sleep. Oh. Skip, you in there? Roger, Chip. Where am I? It's true. Skip, you're in my stomach. Help me. Help. I'm gonna get you out of there. As he tries to get him out, all he could do, he actually pulls out a spleen. That was cut in my country, the spleen part. And he adds him a flashlight. He eats the flashlight. He didn't get it. Hold on, I'm gonna have to throw you up. So he keeps punching his gut, and Edward keeps laughing so much he fell off. And then finally Skip squiggles out of his bed and he lands on Chip. He's like, Skip, you made it! I'm keeping the skip option open in case anybody still wants me to do skip. Yep. Anyways, I got a new one. Ah, yes, Slinkman. Oh wait, I forgot one more thing for hey. Hey, Uncle P. Is that how you want him? He just wants to be shouted by Chip? Okay. Okay, next up is Slinkman. Dr. Two Brains. Oh, it's a word girl character. Oh, it's Slinkman dressing up as him. Okay. There's one. Now this smile I'm doing, it's based on one particular episode of Camp Lazlo, where Slinkman gets is about to when he was invited to Slugfest. It's for some reason this event only happens once every 5 years. It took me a while to realize the joke is slugs are incredibly slow. And he wants Scoutmaster Lumpus to give him permission to take a day off so he can attend Slugfest. But he's like, sorry, Slinkman, I'm afraid I can't let you go. This whole place is going to have to fall apart. You're right, Scoutmaster. I don't deserve a break. So then and then Lazlo thought Lazlo tries to help him, and he tries to make him happy. He tries to get him into get Slinkman to try and stand up to Scoutmaster Lumpus. And the routine where Lazlo impersonates Scoutmaster Lumpus made me laugh a lot. But he's like, he even busts Slinkman out of at the night so he can run to Slugfest immediately.
He's like, run, Slinkman. Go. Go. No, I can't do it. I got stuff to do. I just thought you might be happy. I'm already happy.
And then he makes that strange grin. And then Slinkman is all grumpy and stuff like that until Lumpus points out the ship in the bottle is looking really weird, like wonky. He's like, that is the flimsiest ship in the bottle I've ever seen. It's mutiny. I need you to fix this right now. You should stick around and please fix it. Yes, sir. Suddenly, Slinkman, as he was trying to fix the ship in the bottle, he starts to destroy it. It's like,
it's a shipwreck, huh?
Slinkman, what are you doing? Slinkman, what's going into you? I want this place cleaned up immediately.
Yes, sir.
And Slinkman goes all crazy. You're making a mess.
Yes, sir.
Stop it. Oh wait, I forgot. I need to include a little something. And then suddenly he realizes that he's gone a bit crazy. He's like, well, it's just that. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard for you to be a submaster's assistant. The truth is, I like hanging out with you. Well, if you come to, go ahead, enjoy your slugfest. Leave me wallow in my misery.
Sir, would you like to come to Slugfest with me?
Really? Am I allowed? And then he actually attends Slugfest. I'm feeling a bit sluggish. Except the slime on the floor. And then he slips. There we go, fellas. Slinkman as Dr. Two Brains. Oh, and wait, what am I missing here? What's that thing sticking out of his head? Is that his little extra brain or something? So that's what he meant by Dr. Two Brains. Okay, here we go,
Here you go, fellas. We got Slinkman as Dr. Two Brains.
What's Dr. Two Brains' powers? That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I remember the invaded episode of Camp Lazlo. I remember that too. It's when these aliens, they came down to the planet. They're looking for some cheese. And then I wasn't gigantic on that episode because it had Canadian stereotypes. They had these trout that came from Canada, and they're like, my use is, and forgive me, but this is how they talk.
My years as a professional cheese thieves, I never thought this be easy, eh?
I was like, Oh boy. At least they weren't in it for long. I'm just a little tired of Canadian stereotypes and the fact that every Canadian says eh or buddy, guy, friend. I mean, have you watched Total Drama? Not every character speaks like that. In fact, it's only Ezekiel, as far as I'm aware, only Ezekiel really speaks like that. I do enjoy the Cheese Orbs one more, the one where, although there was a little continuity error with, there was a continuity error I noticed. In the first episode that aired, Gone Fishing, it showcased, actually no, not Gone Fishing, it was another episode. No, so one with the it's the submarine episode, the one where Lazlo was juggling these beans, stacking them up into a tower for a world record. Patsy was seen eating a grilled cheese, but in Cheese Orbs, she's later allergic. It bloats her up, makes her a monster. I was like, maybe she developed the allergy later down the line, or she just forgotten her pills. Anyways, have you seen Adventure Temp? It's an animation fan series from Total Drama. You mean this Venture Camp? I heard Adventure Camp was its original title, but a little bit of a lawsuit happened, which caused it to have its name changed. I have seen the first 2 seasons of This Venture Camp. I haven't seen the third one yet. I thought maybe wait until all its episodes air and then I check it out. Anyways, any Dave or Ping Pong or one more Skip? Any Skip, Dave, Ping Pong, and or the Lemmings? Oh, sure thing. Another thing I'm glad that I'm doing Camp Lazlo is because the characters' designs are very simple. According to Joe Murray, one of the key factors is that if you're going to keep redrawing the characters over and over again, it's better to try and have the characters as simple as possible. That way you can remember how they're drawn. Like if you can get away with just one button on a shirt, that'll be something. And he said one, and which I can see why. Well, and which I can see. Although with some now, I was thinking about looking at the looking at the animes. I mean, notice how the characters are all super detailed, and you're like, and why the characters are often standing super still and stuff. Like you understand why they wouldn't want to draw these characters over and over and over again. It's it makes it understandable, to say the least. And why I'm always more of a Western guy than I am a... Calling out their peers... Sorry, I don't know what that means. I didn't understand. Calling out peers. I'm just trying to look at the meaning of that. Peers like friends. Oh, okay. Calling out their friends. Now, if you're asking me to do ping pong, he's taller. I'm doing Dave. He's the shortest one. There's another thing about Camp Lazlo is that it taught me a lot of words I never heard of before until now. Like, it taught me the word despise, where Lumpus had pretended that Lamp pretended to be... Lazlo and Raj pretended to be Lumpus's parents, but Lazlo and Raj pretended to be Lumpus's parents, and then they spent the day with him as his parents, and then Lumpus becomes all lovey-dovey that he decides to call his thing "I Love Camp Kidney Day," and then and he's about to dunk every injured Bean Scout into a water tank. He says,
I love you. I love you more.
"But that's impossible because I love you so much."
Oh, I love you so much more than that.
"Well,
I love you so much more than Camp Kidney.
I love you. I love you more than you loving me so much more than that."
I love you so much more than Camp Kidney.
"Well, I love you more than Camp Kidney than all the water in Leaky Lake.
The entire Prickly Pines, the entire universe. Well, I love you more because Raj and I dressed up as your parents, so that way you spend the entire day of being in Parents' Day that you don't feel like that your parents have, so you won't feel bad that your parents have ever visited you."
Yo, what? You know what I despise more than anything in the world, Lazlo? Oh, in the entire universe, I despise you, Lazlo! "I despise you too, Lazlo." Oh, which and I was like, so that's where I got the word despise from. And also there was an episode of Camp Lazlo called The 7 Deadly Sandwiches, where each camper dresses up as a deadly sandwich, while the camper named Raj is a famished traveler, and he's trying to look for which sandwich to eat, but everybody's like everybody is like the choices of sandwiches are very odd. I mean, Raj is a camper, but Chip and Skip get the poisonous frog and pickle sandwich. Clam is a poisonous mushroom. Edward is a poisonous sap sandwich. Samson is a skunk berry sandwich. And Dave is a worm sandwich. I'm trying to remember, what was that other one? Skunkberry, worm, pickle, tree sap, skunkberry, worm, pickle, frog, mushroom, tree sap. And then the last one was the most poisonous sandwich of them all. Him. He dresses up as the most poisonous sandwich in the world. But before they announced that, Scoutmaster Lumpus, who was casted as a rock, gave Miss Jane Doe a berry sandwich. What's it made of? I just scored a couple of hemlock berries, that's all.
I am made of hemlock berries.
Eh? Hemlock berries?
That's right. I'm the most poisonous, the most toxic, and deadliest sandwich that you ever eat.
And then he's like, "No! Don't eat that sandwich, Jane!" And he actually manages to stop her from eating the sandwich, and everybody cheered that he saved the day.
Sir Lumpus, what a wonderful performance!
Now, Lumpus was originally supposed to be the lead, but his role was given to Raj. It was a play. So instead, Lazlo had him casted as a rock. A rock! It was one of the few double-length episodes. Now, here's another thing with Camp Lazlo. In Malaysia, they aired Parasitic Pal first, and because apparently what I've heard is that Parasitic Pal was the first one produced, but the first one to air was Gone Fishin'. And another funny thing is that Seven Deadly Sandwiches aired as the season 2 finale instead of the season 3 premiere. The season 3 premiere was Hello Summer Goodbye Camp, the one with the big bean. In that episode, they tried to save Camp Kidney from shutting down. And when they did manage to prevent it from shutting down, Lumpus is like, where are we? Oh, well, we're back in Camp Kidney. Don't they ever close this thing down? It's, And apparently it's not just Camp Kidney. There's other camps as well. Not just Camp Kidney and Acorn Flags. There's also Tomato Scout Camp and Camp Skull Crush. There's an episode where Edward was at so many badges that they thought he would move from Bean Scout to Tomato Scout. Now let's take a sneak peek at Tomato Scout Camp, says Commander Hoo-Ha. There she is, Tomato Scout Camp. I'm ready for the cold, cruel world. And so then they start to be when he realizes that Tomato Scout Camp is very torturous and stuff. Hoping to get out of this, Edward teams up with Scoutmaster Lumpus, and who apparently realized Edward tells Lumpus that his badges are a lie. He just bought them at a gift shop, and then Lumpus reveals a bad secret. You're not the only one. How do you think I got this job? Your life is a lie too? You're not gonna send me to... If you can help me get rid of Commander Hoo-Ha, I can spare you. It's another indication that maybe Lumpus isn't the Scoutmaster we all thought he was. In fact, there's another indicator for that is... Okay, before I show that, let's end it where Edward... Actually, when he performed a violent performance against Hoo-Ha using tomatoes, he's like, "Okay, you're fine. That's some nice tomato teamwork you got there. You'll make a fine tomato scout." But before he could go, Lazlo gives him a drawing of Edward. Said, "We'll miss you, Edward." And Edward loves it so much he cries. He starts sobbing. Wait, what is this? A tear? Tomato Scouts don't cry. You're no Tomato Scout. So he lets him off the hook and has him return back to Camp Kidney. Signing autographs. Now, okay, where was I with the Lumpus thing? Another indication that maybe Lumpus isn't the Scoutmaster we all know is that in the episode where he makes away with Raj's cheese wheel, which he got from a package, when he goes around causing havoc because he thought that when he ate Raj's cheese wheel, they all thought he was from the Indian River where Raj grew up in. They said the river is acidic, so if you eat the the cheese from that place, you'll be disintegrated in 13 minutes. So in order to so if I'm gonna disintegrate, I don't have to face consequences. For example, I get to eat Norwegian bloatfish. I'm practically allergic to them, but I won't be long enough for them to really affect me. So then he starts quick, give me the phone. Hey, Commander Hua, I have to say, you're a smelly big buffalo, whatever you would call it. He just insulted the Commander Hoo-Ha, and then he starts driving on Commander Hoo-Ha's Jeep, goes over a police car. Then the police car said this: "Yes, you heard me. A funny farm escapee, I tell ya." Indicating that maybe Lumpus escaped from a funny farm. There's even one and then when he finally finishes his task, it looks like it was time for him to go. 10 seconds. So long, Camp Kidney. I'm ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What happened? I don't know. Turned into a bloated slob. That's what happened. I didn't disintegrate. What gives? And it turns out the cheese was not from the Indian place that Raj grew up in. It was from China. It was from China. You'll pay for this. Now, what about the bloatfish, you might ask? The bloatfish is starting to affect me. We don't get to see what We don't get to see what it did to Lumpus, but judging by the reaction of the characters, it must not be pretty. Anyways, what's next? What's your favorite Camp Lazlo episode? That's a good question. I have a lot of favorites. There's the episode where they make wheat hot dogs. That's one of my absolute favorites. There's if I am okay. Thank you. I have there's another favorite of mine is when they go to Prickly Pining Dining, where they go to this where it's another one I often like to repeat to my parents, where unfortunately the chef is when Chef McMusey, the cook, was ill, so they're like I'm so hungry that I could eat. Holy cow! What is it, Slinkman? It's Chef McMeasley, sir, the cook. What's he doing on the floor? Shouldn't he be cooking? It looks like he's ill, sir. Well, if he's sick, what are we supposed to do for lunch? I said quiet down. I am in control here. So everybody's on the bus to Prickly Pine. It's where they go to a restaurant called Beef Lumberjacks. So when they finally arrive, if the way they serve their food is kind of like going to a Brazilian barbecue place. At least where I live. In Malaysia, we have a lot of Brazilian barbecue places where they serve you some meat on a spit, which they will cut on your plate. It's a little similar to that. Except rather than using a knife, they go with welcome to Beef Lumberjacks. Yes, I'll have he brings out the spit with some steak. It's like, tell me when. It was a chainsaw. When. Enjoy. Too much beef.
I think we like to.
Well, everybody unfortunately was so full with the food. But Lazlo, Raj, and Clam, it seems they've had their food just right, and they go to the bathroom. Excuse us. Anybody save room for dessert, which is more meat but with whipped cream and a cherry on top? No. Suddenly the jelly beans, which is Lazlo, Raj, and Clam. I forgot to mention the names of their cabins. Jelly bean is Raj and Clam and Lazlo. Pinto bean is Edward, Chip, and Skip. And Dave and Ping Pong are the Samson, Dave, and Ping Pong are the fava beans. The lemmings, I think, are kidney, and the hippo guys, I think, is part of baked bean. I don't know. So after they start messing about in the kitchen, they start. And I mean, in the bathroom, I meant they were doing the. There's a sequence where they were doing the waltz, the Blue Daniel, the do 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 dum bum 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 bam 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 bam. They were just listening about the bathroom in that rhythm. And Lumpus apparently forgot to bring his money, so he left without paying. He brought all the scouts onto the bus without paying. And but they are missing somebody apparently. Slinkman says, "I'm sure you're forgetting something." But when Lumpus saw the waiter was like, "You call that a tip?" said the waiter. Starts chainsawing. He starts chainsawing the table, and it's like, "Drive, drive!" Okay, I hope they don't follow us. Suddenly the phone rings. Oh, hold on, please. It's Clam's mom. Do we have a Clam? Sir, I've been trying to tell you we left Raj, Clam, and Lazlo at the Beefed Lumberjacks. Well, we're gonna have to... Sir, what about the Jelly Cabin Scouts? I don't know, what about them? Well, sir, we are responsible for them. Oh, can't they find their own way back? Sir, if the parents find out, it could get messy. Okay, since we've gone about 2 hours, then let's, I'm thinking about finishing with just, how's about I just finish with Skip, Ping Pong, Nina, Miss Mucus, and Almudine, and the Lemmings, and I think we'll call it a day afterwards. I think I'll do the random ones off screen because I'm a little bit exhausted. Let's say. Okay, we got a new Pokemon. Let's see. And eating chocolate. I'm just trying to find a. Okay, that's another one of my favorites. But when they try to find the camper, they try to find the Jelly Cabin Scouts. They had to disguise themselves as ladies. Good afternoon, ladies, says the person in charge of the restaurant. How may I help you this fine day? Hello, says Miss Lumpus in a disguise. Me and my companion would like a table for two, please. Hey man, how's it going? What? It's the same. And then, can you direct us to the loo? We like to powder our noses. Right around the corner, sweetheart. Oh, thank you. Oh, honey. Well, I can't see him, Slinkman. They must not be here. Let's go. Suddenly, he hears Lazlo in the bathroom. Wait a minute, I just heard Lazlo. It came from in there. Who would have known those campers would be... this whole time. Oh well, all right, Lazlo, the game is over. Sir. Then the guy in charge gets suspicious. Oh, you. And to make sure he doesn't know it gets suspicious, he uses that disguised voice. Lazlo, darling, time to come out now. Yoo-hoo!
What is that?
Says Raj.
I don't know, it sounded strange.
Says Lazlo. Can you let me in, please?
What should we do? Nothing. We must never... Scoutmaster Lumpus told us to never talk to strangers.
This caused Lumpus to get so angry that he busts the door open. Then the jig is up. Lazlo figured out that it was Lumpus, and then suddenly the guy in charge of the restaurant is like, "Hey, you're the Scoutmaster Moose that left without paying. Waiter!" Then the chainsaw waiter comes in, and it looks like Lumpus lost his head and it's on the and his head became a trophy wall. But no, he was actually sticking his head out on it while he's on the other side of the wall, while the Bean Scouts are cleaning the bathroom. And that, I don't know about you guys, but episodes like those make me hungry. And every time I go to a Brazilian restaurant, I'm often reminded of that episode. Yeah, dear, it's the performance again. The computer's acting on its fast-paced, steamy again. Although, my first episode, believe it or not, was the first time I saw Camp Lazlo. It was the episode where Lumpus was looking for a tree, not just any tree, the migrating mulberry tree, which is apparently critically endangered. Only one remains today. So when they started looking for it, the tree migrated all the way to the center of Camp Kidney. So they're like, a miracle of nature. Oh well. Let's chop it down!
I am shocked. He can't cut this tree down. It's a miracle of nature.
Let me tell you something. This tree isn't just a tree.
It's not?
You see, the wood from the migrating mulberry tree is the only wood good enough, strong enough, and floaty enough to make the Lakey Lumpus.
A boat?
Yay! A boat I've been making since I was a wee little boy. I'm gonna cut down this tree immediately. Unfortunately, the campers are not taking this very kindly. They all cried out the waterworks.
Well, since it's its last kind, don't you think we should stop? We best not cut down the tree.
Slinkman, if you don't help me with this, I'm taking away Mr. Squishy again. Please, stop crying. Please. Oh, for Pete's sake, stop crying and I won't cut down the tree.
Really?
You promise? Yes, I promise. Just stop the waterworks already.
Thank you, Scoutmaster Lumpus. You're the best.
But then, middle of the night, he lied. He was gonna cut down the tree immediately anyways.
Lumpus, what are you doing with that axe?
I was just doing a little something, that's all. Right?
Scoutmaster Lumpus, you were just gonna cut down this tree now, would you?
That's it! I am the Scoutmaster, and you are the Scouts! Yeah, I am shutting down the street down, and you have nothing to say about it!
Huddle up! Up.
So the Scouts huddle up, and then they make a little plan.
Scoutmaster Lumpus, we decided you are allowed to chop down the tree, but only if you follow the tree ritual.
Alright, tree ritual. Slinkman, what is he talking about?
Oh, he's right, sir. There is a ritual. The tree chopper must stand perfectly still, becoming one with the tree.
So all I have to do is follow this ritual thingy, and then I get to chop the tree down? Apparently Nina's giraffe horns, they make her look they look a bit more like feelers, like she's either part bug or she is an alien. Now it kind of makes sense since she's into space and stuff, like in Cheese Orbs, or even the episode where apparently Chip and Skip are her soulmates for some reason. Anyways, they start to do the tree ritual thingies. He has to stand on as stiff as a tree for hours and hours. And then I'm trying to remember. Then suddenly he gets interrupted by Lazlo and Raj dancing. They're like,
begin Lumpus tree initiation. Repeat after me. I am a tree.
I am a tree.
Tree, 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 tree. Goody for me, goody for me. Wait here.
And then they bring out this weird juice thing that was made by pinecone egg and rock milk.
Drink this.
Yuck. Yay! And then they go into song, and they go something like bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
Da da in the sweat lot. Da 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 da. And then in the hot cold. Jesus, we will say those you know about it, other way, and I want you to find your place.
Here, let me. And then suddenly there was a wedding between Lumpus and the tree, the mulberry tree. And as he's about to kiss the tree, suddenly he realizes that he was duped. Wait a minute! Where are all my cutting tools? Where is my chainsaw?
In the lake.
Where is my hacksaw? In the lake. My scissors. Lake. You think you outsmarted me? Well, you thought wrong. So then he brings out one of the scouts who's literally a beaver. Here he eats a log.
Hey, can I help you?
He pulls out his tail and he starts moving his lips up and down. Like,
please, I got a retainer. No.
I am gonna cut down this tree once and for all. And suddenly, as soon as he's about to cut down the tree, suddenly he's like, what kind of a moose am I? By the way, the Nina thing is done. I admit it, I am in love with you. Not this boat! And then he throws away the boat. What shall we mow home, Mrs. Lumpus? And then the next morning, Lumpus and the migrating mulberry tree are happily married. And so he comes to check up on the tree, but then she left. No, where is she? Come back.
Lumpus, she's a migrating tree. She's supposed to leave.
Wait a minute, if she's a migrating tree, then she'll be back.
And we'll be waiting for her.
And then he gets a postcard from the mulberry tree. Greetings. We are love the he's like, we are just on vacation. We'll come back soon. Love the migrating mulberry tree. And family, my family. Hey, they're gonna need a boat. Yes, really, Lumpus actually and the migrating mulberry tree actually had kids. Don't ask. In fact, I kind of stole that gag from Camp Lazlo for one of my animations. Do you guys remember that football animation I did where during the FIFA World Cup I did an animation for every day within the FIFA World Cup with a Skylander, and one of them is Food Fight, where he ends up marrying the soccer ball I meant, and they have kids with each other, and they ended up divorced. I was like, a lot of people's like, this is the most ridiculous thing you've ever made. I was like, I kept saying to myself, well, I'm just following what Camp Lazlo did. Some things can be as absurd. And then the episode afterwards with the tree hugger one is when Raj had an addiction for marshmallows. He was like he was so addicted to marshmallows that they during a ceremony, Lazlo, Raj, and Clam steal as many marshmallows as possible, but then. And then, unfortunately, the ceremony went overnight. And then, unfortunately, because of that shortage, there are the following many activities are. Sorry, I'm just counting myself. My arm's aching a little bit, but making myself more comfy. There'll be no horseback riding or interpreted dance or whatever. So they're forced, so they had to make sure that they stop eating marshmallows for a while. But unfortunately, Raj did not get the memo.
Raj, where do you get all those marshmallows?
I saved the last ones from the leftover party for myself.
Didn't you read the sign? There's a shortage. I thought we made a jelly cabin pack. How can you go on still eat marshmallows after you've given your word?
Like this? And like this?
Give me those.
I thought we were marshmallow buddies.
What about jelly cabin pack?
Marshmallow buddies.
It's jelly cabin pack. Raj,
hey look, what's that? So they tried to restrain Raj by having him tied up and having a plate of marshmallows and say, you'll get a marshmallow as your reward. Suddenly, Raj disappears from the chair and he starts eating the marshmallows. You failed to get your knot tying badge 17 times, and you certainly will not get one today. Unfortunately, his addiction got the better of him again. So in the middle of the night, he was still craving for marshmallows. So then, but they forced him to go back to bed. And then they decided to reward Raj for his good behavior of not eating a marshmallow. He said, I saved one gigantic marshmallow for later that my parents gave to me. But I thought that you having it, Raj. Suddenly,
it's gone! Some terrible person has stolen my... Raj, did you steal my marshmallow?
I am offended. I thought we were all marshmallow buddies, or I guess I was wrong. And then, and then suddenly,
We don't want to do this, Raj. It's for your own good.
I don't want my own good. Some marshmallow buddies you turned out to be. Dare they accuse me of it? I can live without the marshmallows. In fact, he's so addicted that he accidentally stepped on a marshmallow, and it's all gross with leaves and a stick. There was even a cockroach on it. Well, I can't let a good marshmallow go to waste, and he eats it. Gross. And then he smells something. It was coming from Acorn Flats, the Squirrel Scout's cabin. And then, marshmallows! There must be 90 of the little nuggets in there. How do we get this thing? So then he starts eating all the marshmallows from the marshmallow dispenser. I forgot that part in. Unfortunately, he was so filling his mouth with marshmallows that he accidentally broke the handle and starts shooting more marshmallows towards him. And then the machine explodes and it transforms. He transforms Raj into a marshmallow yeti. Meanwhile, the Squirrel Scouts were telling scary stories, and Patsy was just telling a scary story.
No more scary stories. Now stop interrupting. Now, and then
she keeps talking and talking about it until suddenly Raj shows up as that monster. and then feeling bad that they kicked out, and this scares the camper. It scares the Squirrel Scouts away. So then they try to drive. Then they plan to find to find Raj, thinking it was a yeti. And then I'm trying to remember. Feeling bad that Lazlo and Clam kicked out Raj, they decided to cry themselves to sleep. Then they heard a strange noise.
What was that? It sounds like Raj.
Raj.
I feel like something bad is gonna happen to him.
Happens to him.
Clam, you think I was a little tough on Raj?
Too tough.
Clam, you're right. Maybe I was too tough on Raj.
Too tough.
Hold tight, marshmallow buddy. We're coming.
Some later, Raj was like super stuck somewhere in this marshmallow track. He's like, "Oh, look at this! I am a mess, a big sticky marshmallow mess. I am a marshmallow."
Raj,
Lazlo, Clam.
I miss you guys. We're marshmallow buddies.
I missed you too. No. He cries so much that he melted the entire marshmallow thing on him. And then the Squirrel Scouts later came. It's like,
hey, it's a couple of Bean Scouts. They probably saw the Yeti and they had no idea what to do with it.
So I'm just figuring out is Dave? Yeah, I think I made Ping Pong's neck tall enough. So
they saw the Yeti and they're too scared to do anything about it. For your information, Yetis don't exist. If you find your Yeti, ask if you find any unicorns.
Suddenly, the Squirrel Scouts try to move, but they get caught in the stickiness of the marshmallows. Then, it ends with somewhere up the hill, there are these two very hairy white creatures camping and roasting marshmallows on the fire. They're like, "Carl, did you hear that?" says one of them. "It sounds like campers. Ooh, I'm scared." "Campers are a myth, ya yeti knucklehead." And that's how it ends.
Let me just do a little
There we go, fellas. We have ping pong playing with pong ping. Ping pong pong ping, ping pong pong ping, ping pong pong ping, ping pong pong. Whew, that was a bit of a tongue. He's like, well, I'm hoping it's gonna work. What happened? What happened? What happened? You donated to me something, but what was it you wanted to do? What's your favorite Disventure Camp episode? I don't know. I need to rewatch the Disventure Camp episodes. I mean, I took a second look at the Total Drama episodes. I still remember some episodes very fondly. I'm gonna revisit the Redonkulous race because that's a show I really like as well. Total Drama, I think it's worth revisiting over and over and over again, just in case you missed any details. I say All Stars, don't bother. If you're really ticked off by what they did with Courtney, Grant, or Duncan, it's definitely not for you. It has its highlights, sure, but it's not really worth sitting through some derailment. Anyways, I understand. And okay, let's see. We got ping pong is done. Yeah. Does anyone else want to do skip? Yep. The one with the stash, the one with the higher voice. Do you want me to do the Lemmings? Do you want me to do Miss Milkus or Almondine? Okay. I know that show. It's I know Peanut Butter and Jelly, PB&J Otter. Wasn't he made by the same? Wasn't he made by the same guy who made Doug? You know, the one that transitioned from do 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 with ba ba da ba to ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba. I think I've said this before, but I never saw the Nickelodeon version of Doug. I only saw the Disney version. I'm not sure what Joe Murray really thinks about Strange Trout from Outer Space or Trees Orbs. If I remember correctly, Craig McCracken, the creator of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, says that not a lot of people were fond when making the Cartoon Network Invaded episodes, saying it was part of an old cheese product which they bailed out on the last minute. Thinking that they didn't want to get these episodes wasted, they decided to marathon them as an Alien thing. Some say it's kind of a ratings trap, but I thought better ratings trap. If that's a ratings trap, it's a better ratings trap than say the Family Guy shows where the Seth MacFarlane episodes where they are all in a rain, or which includes Seahorse She Sail Party, or even some of SpongeBob's ratings traps, like say Atlantis, Atlantis, or Truth or Square, because I think there is a bit more effort done with the build up to Cheese or the the build up to Cartoon Network Invaded. Okay, I got another one coming. Now, for a while, when Camp Lazlo was airing, for a while that was my only show that I would watch on a regular basis. But then I slowly built up to some other shows later down the line. What got me into watching the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy religiously was the release of the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy video game. I got my hands on the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy game, and I decided, let me watch a couple of episodes, and then I'll play the game. And when I finally played the game, I was quite addicted to it. There was, Fred, the one I named the most is Fred Burger. Yes! And I was addicted to this guy. So much so, I tried to help him maintain his Wikipedia page. Again, a bit of a spoiled brat at the time, but I had some fun memories. Not always fond, but naive, fun memories. Now, at first I didn't think the dung beetles were dung beetles at first. I thought they were just frog or tadpole-like beings. But one indication that they were some kind of insect was in the episode where they had a cousin named Stinkbug. It was in the one where now going back to the episode where Samson and can't stand the stinkiness, but Lazlo tries to. Now, because every time they try to get Samson to stink, he decides to leave Camp Kidney because you turn this place into a cesspool. Oh, I just want to stay clean. So then they decided to, and then later Lazlo decided to become clean. Everybody takes a shower in order for Samson to come back. There's a bit of a fourth wall moment I just realized. I noticed as a kid. It's like, come on, Beans. I know you're in the bushes. I can see your stink lines. We gotta clean ourselves up for Samson. Okay, but you're missing all the fun. He's bluffing. Being stinky is the best fun. And then the water stopped. It's Lazlo. He's glowing. He looks so tranquil. Why is he just standing there? What's that? He's squeaking. He's squeaky clean. That's my pal. And then he starts moving in a disco-ish music. It's like, and he just keeps squeaking like. I can't do a very good squeak sound. What does he think he is squeaking like that? We can squeak just as good, if not better. Yeah, let's show him, scouts. Meanwhile, Samson, trying to live in the woods away from camp, he's like, I miss Camp Kidney. I miss the other scouts. Why are my eyes burning up? Steak weed! I'm gonna do it.
And suddenly, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna jump in stinkweed. I'm gonna do it for Lazlo, for Camp Kitty, for every stinky last one of them. Oh my, it stinks! Ah, so gross! Can't move. The stink has frozen me. Lazlo? Is that you?
Then suddenly something magical pops up. It's not Lazlo, says the strange being. I'm odoriferous, the smell fairy. Sniff, sniff. Samson, and I am going to give you something.
Are you gonna be my friend?
No, but I'm gonna give you a new nose. A nose that is less sensitive, and for a limited time only, we will take away your fear of filth.
We can still hang out, right?
Fuzzy, don't push it, just take a new nose. Ready? So then he comes back to camp, and then he's like,
hey, where is everybody?
hey, what's that sound? He hears the squeakiness, and everybody's all cleaned and stuff.
We got all clean for you. Hey, Samson, you got a new nose, and it really worked. I can't smell a thing. But we sure can. It's stinkweed.
And everybody is like stinking up the place. We don't think you smell so bad, says Chip and Skip. That's because you don't have any noses. Really? Maybe the smell fairy can give us noses. No, and then I'd be smelling you, and you stink. I stink. Maybe you stink. How do you know I stink? You can't smell me. You don't even know me. Marv. Rare kill the Cayman. Now, another thing I was kind of scratching my head for Camp Lazlo is that in most episodes, who's Virgal? Oh, wait, who's? Okay, I gotta look up. Okay. It was something I forgot to do on my crocodile. Hold on, let me So what am I supposed to do again? Oh yeah, okay. Let me just do the lemmings first, and then I'll do. There's one thing I often scratch my head is that most of the Camp Lazlo characters don't even wear pants, which I think they can get away with because they're animal characters, and yet there's an entire episode about characters' pants being pulled down. And Edward keeps pulling down so many of the campers' pants. He even pulled down Scoutmaster Lumpus's pants. And this is where I got to the name of all the campers. Let's see here. Raj, Chuck, Samson, Mort, Clam, Bill, Chip, Skip, Dave and Ping Pong, Gordon, Fred, Norman, Milt. That leaves Lazlo. In fact, one of the campers goes by many different names. In that episode, he is referred to as Milt. Hey everybody, my name is Milt, and I've been pantsed. But in the episode with the burpless bean episode, the one where Lazlo couldn't burp, he has a different name.
How they go down, Sheldon.
Thank you, Sheldon. There's another episode where he's like, excuse me, hippo guy, and later Slinkman calls him Milton. In fact, a lot of campers' names have they're not always consistent. Let me just color the lemming for a minute. There's a bear character who I used to think was named Gordon, but in one episode he said he doesn't have a name. He's like, this scout doesn't even have a name. You don't see him in yearbook pictures. Yeah, you're not supposed to talk either. And yet he's still speaking in some episodes, like in 7 Deadly Sandwiches. Really? Now get ready to live. It's just temporarily because, and again, the characters have their pants pulled down, and yet the characters don't often wear pants in other episodes. And the lemmings. Like I said, they're quadruplets. They're all the same, and they even have all the same voice actors. In fact, Steve Little does Chip, Skip, and the lemmings. Another fun fact, fellas. Chip and Skip are not the only purple arthropods voiced by Steve Little. There's another purple arthropod voiced by Steve Little named Spider with the Top Hat from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Surprise, nobody's asked me to draw them. I'll probably do it off screen, or if I feel like it. In fact, I actually had that idea in the back of my head for quite a long time, back when Star vs. the Forces of Evil was there. Also, another fun fact: Tom Kenny, the voice of Lumpus and Slinkman, also played the part in Star vs. as a clown. And even Jodie Benson, who the voice of Miss Jane Doe and Patsy Smiles, she also had a role as one of the princess teachers. There are 3 I'm trying to think. What else do I know about Camp Lazlo? There is oh yeah, and also there's one of the Earth students in Star Versus. He's voiced by Jeff Bennett, and he kind of looks like a humanoid Samson in a way. He even sounds like a humanoid Samson. His forehead kind of reminds me of the professor guy from Futurama, the super old nephew of Philip. Anyways, what was I? Okay, off screen. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. I thought I had the rule of not allowing. I thought I had a rule of not allowing other characters to dress up as Camp Lazlo. Oh, to be fair, Miss Mucus's design is a bit unique, so I'll accept that. Sorry, I'm slipping a little bit. Yes, yeah, I'll just have her liking this. And what am I doing? I'm supposed to, And another favorite of mine is the wig of Y, where Miss Mucus takes off her wig. It makes me wonder if the other Squirrel Scouts' hair is either natural or they're just wigs. So then Lazlo accidentally steals the wig, not knowing it belonged to Miss Mucus. So then he starts pretending to be a predictor of the future, Madame Lazlo.
I summon a great water beast.
And then Miss Mucus jumps off from the lake.
Well, that.
Do it again, Lazlo. Do it again.
I predict that Samson gets hit in the face with a volleyball.
And Samson does. And then Edward wants to get a prediction, but he says,
how about one of these?
One of what?
A smile.
A smile? No way, just give me the prediction. You heard, Madame Lazlo. One prediction, one smile for your prediction, and you may have it. So then he starts giving predictions for other campers as well. For example, I guess I better include a little, there we go. Let's just say I know somebody in my, fan club who likes seeing me draw a little piggy nose. So, there you go. Lemmings and Miss Mucus are done. And I think I'm just going to do one more and then I'm going to pack it in. Almondine, the owl scout. She didn't become a recurring. She started off as a background-ish character, but later she got her own. In fact, she got her own episode later on. Another character who also got his own episode was Harold the Walrus, who also had the name of Fred. But the running joke is that Harold is not really his name. By the way, what is your real name?
I'd rather not say. I know who I am, and that's all I am.
I think I'll just do... Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? So then he starts. When he gives in the other scouts predictions, he's like, he gave to Chip and Skip,
you may be seated.
But we are seated.
Oh, I knew that.
He predicted the past and the present, and then he just leave with that. and as for ping pong, according to Lazlo's prediction,
you ping pong will be become allergic to my predictions. Achoo! Wow, that was something.
And then
hey Lazlo, I got this problem.
Oh, and the volleyball hits him. So basically everybody gets a prediction. They also wanted predictions from Lazlo. And then Lumpus even wants a special prediction from Lazlo. It's like, so I was just wondering if you can help this. There's this person who used to work somewhere. So I was wondering if you can help him get as far away from here as possible and never return.
Okay, let's see here. let's see here. All you have to do is dance like a ballerina. Wear a ballerina outfit. Stand at the Camp Kidney Gate at exactly 8 p.m. And only then a chariot of light will whisk you away to fame and fortune. Chariot of light, fame and fortune. Prima ballerina? Yes. Prima ballerina. And then Lazlo and then Raj and Clam want their prediction. Okay, zippity zag, blah blah blah, you'll be visited, blah blah blah, by the legendary pink geek. What's a legendary pink geek? Okay, Lazlo, here's your smile. He just drew him a picture of a smile rather than having him smile. Now give me the prediction. I'm a little bummed out on predictions. I'm gonna take a break. But then everybody expects him to get predictions, so they're like, nah, everything is all a fake. No, it's not. You predicted that we would sit down, and yet we were sitting down regularly since then. Lazlo says I was allergic to predictions. Every time I get a prediction, I sneeze. Lazlo says that I get the hiccups, says Larry. And then one of his brothers hiccuped. He predicted breakfast. He sure did. And the volleyball thing. He predicted my toenails would grow. Wait, maybe he predicted that he was a fake. Give us another prediction. We want predictions. All right. You want a prediction? Fine. I'm going to write over here a prediction that may never come true. That good chance it may never come true in a million billion years. And I'm not going to let anybody read it until tomorrow. I gotta get that wig. He writes something under his wig where it won't be true for a billion years. Come on. And everybody grows impatient. He's like, come on, can you let us know what's inside? Is it the legendary pink geek? It's written on the wig, right? No, Raj, you have to wait until everybody else. Tomorrow. Now go to sleep. And, oh, for crying out loud, I'm gonna hide this somewhere where nobody will see it. So he tries to hide the wig in other places, but everybody seems to catch on. The wig looks lovely at moonlight. Wig's here. Party! And then he starts to dig it up. That'll hold until morning. And then it's like, all right, you get the prediction. Do what you want with it. And then Edward comes with a gigantic smile. It's like, is this what you wanted? Come on, Lazlo, I got a smile. Okay, here comes the prediction, fellas. He reads what's under the wig, and it says, Edward will smile for Lazlo? Will smile for Lazlo? So what does it say? Yeah, tell us what the prediction is. Nothing. What? The same thing is all Lazlo is a fraud, a fake. You should all forget the whole thing if that ever happens. My face hurts. Fake. And I was so looking forward to seeing this legendary pink geek. And then suddenly Lumpus arrives, dressed up all in pink like a ballerina. Okay, let's see here. Prima ballerina. And that's it. I look pretty good too. It's almost 8 p.m. That's good. And then he sees a wig on the floor. He's like, ooh, that looks good. That'll look good in my... Now, where's I stand where? Ah, the camp gate. That's right. And now I wait for a chariot of light to whisk me away to fame and fortune. The chariot of light, I can see it! But it turns out it wasn't a chariot of light, it was a police car that had its lights on.
stopping right next to Scout Mesolumpus. Then the window opened, and it was Miss Mucus.
That's him, officer! That's Mawig!
And then Lumpus scurries away dancing. The end. And, okay, fellas, I think that's just about done. I think I'm finished. Whew. And okay. I know there's like 7 other characters on this list I haven't done, but I'm feeling a little bit bummed out. I mean, it's been nearly 3 hours, and I think I'm ready to pack it in. I was hoping to do some other campers like Harold, the hippo guy, the beaver, the things. I'll probably do them off screen. And as for the random staff, I was thinking either Commander Hoo-Ha, Chef McMuesli, Nurse Leslie, or the otters. And as for the Squirrel Scouts, there are a few others as well. If you have no idea who these are, Camp Lazlo Wiki has it covered for you. You can look it up who these other characters are. I'll probably ask them for those characters tomorrow. So let me just see if I can answer any questions. Any questions you got? Elmo D with Amity. Amity, this is my last super chat today. Lemmings. And any of the off-screen ones I'll do later down the line. Caillou and I'm on the frequent grounding targets. Okay. So what's your next stream? Wasn't the hippopotamus named Milt? Yes. And he's also called Sheldon. And he's also named Milton. And he's also called Hippo Guy. Like I said, he goes by many different names. How's Skyny? I will get to it. It's just that I had so many other things that I had to do some commissions. I had to do this live stream, and I had to do some other things I'm planning. In fact, I got some other stuff to happen in a couple of weeks, happening in real life. Next live stream gonna be Hug a Giant Day? I don't know. Maybe I don't think so, because a little secret. I'm going to be away for a couple of days, and on that day I'll just do a random drawing, I guess. I remember seeing Wonder Man requesting X from BXDF. Okay. Yes, if my favorite is due to his English voice actor. Okay. Is that Hootie? Yes, Hoot Hoot. Okay, I think that's about it. So what's next on my live stream? Now, before I announce my next live stream, I'm thinking about doing this little something. I'm thinking every month I do one request challenge, the off-screen request challenge, and one that does the live stream stuff. Because with how much I've been getting for doing all these characters, it's really, it's a lot. But I am thankful. Oh, and I hope I did my best to try and draw as many characters as you request. I'll probably do some reshaping of them off screen so the art is a bit better or something like that. Because I just got I just got the super chat and super thanks system back. I feel like it might stress me out a bit if I do multiple live streams per month. So I thought maybe just once a month I do a request challenge and one live stream. Just to keep my fans a bit more satisfied, while I also do some scheduling with my own animations and my own, as well as some Patreon stuff. So for my next, I've got my live stream done. My next stop is a request challenge. I know we're already in the middle of the month, or the middle of the week already. I mean, it's on the Discovery Channel. It's yesterday was its first day, but I heard it's gonna end on the 13th. But I heard I heard there's another special day of it at the end. I mean, it is this type of sea animals week, but its awareness day happens after the week is over. And now as for my next live stream, probably sometime in August, if I can do it. I'm not sure because I might be planning something else in August. I have to keep brainstorming on that part. So yeah, just for less than a week, I do something relating to an underwater sea predator, I think. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for these lovely, thank you for the super chats and stuff, and thank you for these requests. I'll see you all in the next live stream. Happy camping, fellas!
Hey, boy, what a great summer. Oh well, it officially,
And I hope you've enjoyed this video. It officially got to a point where it can't get any weirder. Do 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 do.